Well, good evening everyone. This is the Wandering Yuki coming here to say TGIFF. And if you want to know what the second F means, well, I'll leave it to your imagination. It's the start of our Labor Day weekend, and I thought I'd do something a little bit different. So you know I like my beers, I like my microbrewery stuff, but I want to bring you to another part of my world I enjoy. Today, we're going to be doing a little bit of a Scotch tasting test, because I do enjoy some good Scotch from time to time, really high quality whiskey. Now, just as a disclaimer beforehand, if you're tuning into this thinking that I'm just going to be doing a shot of Jameson on camera, I suggest you stop watching because this is not what I'm about. I'm a simple whiskey guy, but I like to taste it and I like to take my time with it. Jameson, it's like downing a shot of whatever at once. There's a lot more intricacies to whiskey than you think. And Scotch, what makes it so different? Well, here's the thing. Scotch is nothing more than whiskey that's made in Scotland. There, that's a secret. But it does have a little bit of intricacies to the taste of it. Well, I guess one of the intricacies is this. So, if you've gone to the SAQ before, you've probably seen a whole bunch of them in the section there, and 9 times out of 10, if you see something that has the name Glen in there, like Glenlivet, Glenfiddich, Glenmorangie, then it probably means it's something from Scotland. Now, I don't know if Glen is really a common name in Scotland, but I guess that it is what it is, so what can you do? I'm not going to be doing that one here. This is a Glenlivet Founders Reserve. It's an awesome one, but I want to show off another one that you might not have known that existed. It's another one of my favorites I discovered a little while back, and it's called McAllan Gold. So forget about Glen, this is going to be Return of the Mac. Oh, right. This is going to be on Facebook. So, yeah, if I was trying to play that song right now, I'd probably get it silent and nobody could hear what the hell I'm saying. Damn copyright laws. But whatever the case, McAllan Gold is another one that I discovered a while back that I really enjoy. And the reason for that is because of the subtle taste in here. If you're to take a sip of it, let it sit on your tongue for a bit, you'll notice it has a subtle taste of apple, cinnamon, and vanilla in there. It's not as obvious when you smell it, but you know what? When it hits your tongue, you let it sit, it becomes obvious after the fact. It's like a nice little pleasant aftertaste. So here's the trick with your Scotch. I'm going to do like maybe the equivalent of 1 ounce or 1 shot, but you just do something like this. Nothing too crazy, just enough that you can enjoy it while you're sitting outside, and in some cases, sitting by the fire. And depending on who you talk to, some people would say that you should probably have it with some ice. Me, I like to do my Scotch neat because I like to keep the flavor in there. Typically, if you go to a bar, you say you want, let's say, Jameson or a certain kind of a whiskey on ice, they're probably going to be filling the entire glass of ice and then put 1 shot of whiskey in there. The downside of that is that when you get to the bottom of it, once you're done, you're probably just going to be having whiskey flavored water, so you lose a lot of the flavor. So I like to take it neat, as they say, without the ice. If you want to know which ones are best with ice, I would say something like a Talisker, a Bowmore, or an Ardbeg, like the ones that have a very smoky flavor to it. The ones that it feels like if you're to drink it straight, it's like drinking campfire or cigar smoke. So the ice cubes will dilute over time, and it kind of takes a bit of the bite out of it as well. That's a good one. If you like it smoky, me, I want to go smooth today. You'll notice I took my time because what I did was I let it sit on my tongue for a bit so I could absorb the flavor, and it's awesome. And there's plenty of other ones too which have decent flavors. Like I said, this is vanilla, apple, cinnamon, but other ones you could get which are sitting in old wine barrels like that Wayne Gretzky whiskey. Apparently I heard that one is kind of crap, so I don't know if I would touch that one. But then there's also some kind of whiskeys that are aged in some old beer barrels. Like I know that Glenfiddich has an IPA Experiment that's aged in an IPA barrel, and I've had that before at In Walk and tasted it with a few friends. The thing about that is that it has a very weak IPA flavor. The funny thing is that the Jameson Caskmates blend, which you have some whiskeys that are blending in some old stout barrels that have like the chocolate caramel, no, not chocolate, like the chocolate vanilla flavor, the IPA barrel which has the hops flavor, and then other stuff. That one actually had a bit more of a potent flavor. Strange how that happens. Like the cheaper one actually has a better flavor. It all depends. I even have one that looks like it was aged in an old cognac barrel, which may have that flavor too. And Glenmorangie has La Santa that's aged in some Porto barrels. So it might have a bit of a pinkish hue too. So there's actually a lot more, like I said, there's a lot more intricacies in this whiskey world than you would think. Instead of just walking into a bar, getting Canadian Club, getting Jameson, getting Red Label, and then just doing shots until you're passed out in the street. Yeah, don't be so stupid. Whatever the case, I'm gonna give you a cheers. Happy Friday, happy long weekend, happy Labor Day weekend, happy whatever the fuck you want to celebrate. Oh, a bug.